let me show you some manipulation patterns. Let's start with the one that people use to get people to marry them even if they're not qualified. It's called false urgency. If you learn this one, it will help you in life generally. Because there are some people that are so good with using this manipulation technique. Has someone ever convinced you to buy something you don't need? Some people can sell ice to an Eskimo. That's the cerebral joke. Some people know. Yes, you know Raskimono. You don't know Eskimo. I'm just playing. So, such a person creates artificial pressure to force you into decisions before you think clearly. You know, there's this lady. The guy was just love bombing her, and it was very clear. All the warning signs were there. When the guy wanted to ask the girl out, he came with his mom. All the warning signs were there. True life story. True life story. They came to ask her out together. So, we're already like, come on. What are you talking about? Small thing. Somebody has not said yes to relationship. You brought ring. You have not said yes to the relationship. You brought ring. Who starts a relationship with engagement? Just false sense of urgency. And you know, if you don't have emotional stature, the trick of false sense of urgency is you think if you don't say yes now, just say yes now, you're going to miss. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. If you want peace in your life, you must be able to live with the repercussions of the choices you made. That, okay, even if it was good, you presented it wrong. So no. I've told you, one of the signs of an emotionally mature person is you can disappoint people. You can say no. I can't do this now. Do you know, this also works in finance and all of that. Some people are pressured into buying things they don't need. You get what I'm saying? Some of you, the car you are driving, that's your future. You're just driving. You're driving your future. I'm telling you the fact. You have the opportunity to buy a brand new saloon car. You bought second-hand Range Rover. You use your money to buy spiritual problem. Devourer was on his own. I said Devourer was on his own. I said Devourer was on his own. I said Devourer was on his own. You said Devourer, come. Bang, 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 bang. Bang, bang, bang. Because of societal pressure. You know, have you ever gone to a shop to buy something? You saw the price. It wasn't a priority. You couldn't afford it. Then the sales girl will now be looking at you somehow. As if, you know, they try. If you are that rich, will you be here? No, be you they sell. How much is your salary? They'll not be looking at you. As if, you know, they try for this life. New sales girl. And if you are not careful, you too, you now feel bad. They can raise you up. You now say, give me 2. My friend. This is how people enter. See, these things. Again, I'm saying you can be born again and not know it. I cannot afford it. With your full chest. With your full chest. See, I've talked to some very successful people. I hear the way they talk. They are rich, but they don't play with money. So that's expensive. They say it. Oh, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. You know, it happened 2 weeks ago. I was talking to somebody. This person has given a donation of 600 million somewhere for something to help some children and all of that. And so we're talking about something. He said $10,000. That's a lot of money. You see, that's the thing. You manage well to grow rich. You don't get rich, then manage. You manage to grow rich. And that's why you see it in their character. It's the people who... You have confused all your helpers because you drip past them. You dress better than all your helpers. These things are serious. So, false sense of urgency. I've seen many people enter into the wrong relationship because of this. The next one I want to talk about is intermittent reinforcement. This one is satanic. Please listen to me very well. Intermittent reinforcement. This is a manipulation pattern where someone gives you attention, gives you kindness, gives you, everything you need, just the emotional presence, but then they now withdraw. All of a sudden, they are cold, they are distant, At the beginning, they shower you with praise, affection, and all those things, and then your brain begins to get used to the safety. They create the standard in your mind, and suddenly, without any warning, they withdraw everything. And so confusion now sets in. You now replay everything. Is it me? Is it something I said? Is it something? Has somebody almost driven you crazy before? Is this something I did? You are replaying the last time you people saw. There must be something. And you're wondering what you did wrong. Then aggressively again, they come back. They are sweet again, giving you attention, giving you affection. And then you feel relieved. Let me tell you something. This thing has an addictive component. Your brain releases dopamine. And so you can get addicted to the wrong people with this thing. So now that they've come back, your mind is now locked in. I'm watching all the signs. I must not disappoint him again. You're checking. I'm not going to say the wrong thing. I'm not going to act the wrong way. You do everything right, and then he disappears again. The pattern of kindness and going cold, unpredictability continues. Because random rewards create obsession. Did you hear what I just said? The place where I learned this from, they said something. They said, this is the same kind of mindset that gambling companies work with. When they reward you randomly, it makes you addicted. You are now pulling down the lever, the slot machine, waiting for the next dopamine hit. And some people are experiencing this in life and in relationship. All right? Because the pattern of unpredictability makes the reward more addictive than if it came consistently. So it makes you want to work harder for something that will inevitably end in disappointment. The next one I want to talk about is selective memory. See, I'm not even going to talk about anything, but as I'm saying it, the predominant genders, see, all genders are guilty, both genders are guilty of all these things. But some are more predominant in some genders than others. And when I describe them, you yourself will know. Selective memory, the way this works is the person remembers events in ways that benefits them while erasing the aspects of the events that don't benefit them. So they rewrite history. It's like storytelling. They rewrite history, they make themselves better, they make themselves the superhero. So this is the way it starts. Maybe there's an argument or a harsh comment. You remember it clearly. You are sure you remember it clearly. You witnessed it, the words that hurt you and all of that. The day you bring it up, you'll be shocked. Because the person will now say, no, you did this, and you did this, you did. So, and the person will say it with so much vehemence that you now begin to doubt your reality, that you go back that, I'm not remembering this thing right. Maybe I'm actually at fault. And make no mistake, there are some people who don't have a proper assessment of situations. So how you know someone who is practicing selective memory and somebody who just doesn't have the same perspective as yours is that for some people, it's a pattern. They have a pattern of rewriting history consistently. And they will never really apologize because they are, in their version, they were not wrong. This next one is very important. Future faking. Future faking. In this manipulation tactic, the person makes elaborate promises about the future. Vivid pictures. This will be the name of our children. We'll send you random images. This is how houses in the UK look. So do you think we should stay in the UK or we should stay in Lagos? You say go, they dream, they go. They will talk about moving in together, getting married, and all of that. It will be specific enough for it to feel real. And then in your mind, you begin to organize around the promises. In fact, you might even get maybe a job opportunity somewhere, but if you go to that place, it will affect the plan. So you turn down the opportunity, you say, you stay with the person, then you now notice a pattern that when you bring it up with the person, the goalpost is shifting. It's not just time yet. Why are you rushing? And then they now back it up with even more promises. This is how people have dated for 14 years old. "14 years relationship. When you are supposed to have had your 4th child. Maybe they even engaged you. Whether the ring is key holder. And now you are stuck in a cycle of hope. You know what I'm trying to do? When you know all these patterns, especially when you can name them, when you see it, you will know. You see, the moment you see this, you can't unsee it. You can't unsee it. There are many others, and I think you should research more. I'll just give one more. I want to talk about moral licensing. Moral licensing. This is when somebody does one good thing as a permission to hurt you. So they build moral credit. They do some nice things, gifts, and all of that. And then they will hurt you really bad. And the moment you complain, they point you to all the sacrifice they've made and all the things they've done. You know. Listen, that does not mean good people can't hurt you. But when they now use this as a justification, the good that they've done as a justification, as if lie down, let me hurt you in peace. And you notice that as a pattern, then you want to be careful about that. All right? They use kindness as a weapon until you start second-guessing yourself. Why am I complaining really? Maybe I'm ungrateful. It's true, you did something last year. Until your standard drops and the abuse continues. Eventually, the scale will look like letter I. It's tilting only to one side. So these are a few things you need to be cautious of. But